A meaningful experience for me from my years at Ashar is Yom HaShoah, a day where we remember the people that were killed in the Holocaust, and part of Ashar's program includes discussing and learning about it. This year, I made a slideshow about Auschwitz and presented it to the middle school girls. I also interviewed a Holocaust survivor, a unique experience I will never forget. It makes me appreciate what I have in my own life, even what I take for granted.
During the Names Not Numbers experience, I felt a sense of connection, meaning, and guidance before even meeting my survivor. Helen Rubin, a strong survivor of the Holocaust, came to Ashar to share her trauma with the 8th grade class. My experience interviewing Helen Rubin will forever remain in my heart and mind and be an important part of me as I continue in my growth. As I sat before Helen in the quieted room, I noticed her expressions. She spoke carefully when speaking about her family, she spoke harshly when recalling her life-threatening experiences, and she cried when she reminisced about the crammed and cold barracks. As Helen shared her tears with me, educated me on her experiences during the hard war, and allowed me to hear her memories, a sense of realization immediately hit about how bad the Holocaust truly was. Helen Rubin's words impacted me more than I can articulate and will be something that I cherish forever. Her lesson to us was always be kind and always stick up for what you believe.
One of my highlights of my 8th grade year was doing Names Not Numbers. It was very inspirational listening to the survivor stories. The survivor that I interviewed's name is Marlet Wendell. Her story was very touching and motivating. She taught me that I should never give up even when times get tough.
I remember walking the halls of Ashar the first year I joined the school in 4th grade. Mrs. Jacobson was silencing everyone, saying, "Everyone be quiet, they're filming in the shul." Suddenly, I find myself as an 8th grader already having experienced Names Not Numbers. Instead of being the one outside of the shul, curious as to what was going on inside of the shul, me and my classmates had the honor of experiencing the inside edition, the other side of the door. Though my time at Ashar has truly flown, I can't help but think how slow time must have gone in the camps of the Holocaust. As I sat across from Mrs. Marlet Wendell, a German Holocaust survivor whom I interviewed, I could see her clearly. I could see the pain deep in her eyes as she told the story of her survival and millions of losses. Mrs. Wendell was capable of sharing the story that millions of others couldn't. From the preparation process to the interview process to the editing process, Names Not Numbers has left me a truly changed person.
Out of the many memories I have of my experience at Ashar, my favorite is the Israel Day Parade. Every student receives a t-shirt as well as pom-poms and Israeli flags, which we wave while we cheer at the parade, located in New York City, cheering for our school, Ashar, and most importantly for the state of Israel. The unity and happiness which is seen both from the New York City residents and from all the schools, together with all my friends, is a truly remarkable feeling, one which I will treasure forever.
Lowering the Israeli flag on Yom HaZikaron is a really symbolic Ashar tradition. We've been observing Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut with flag ceremonies for as long as I can remember. We take time out of the morning for the teachers, students, and administration to ignore their positions inside the building and really come together to commemorate the lives that we lost fighting for Israel. We don't live in Israel, we aren't in the army, yet we still have such a personal connection to our homeland and to the Israeli soldiers. Subsequent to this mournful day, we observe Yom HaAtzmaut, a day of celebration for gaining the Jewish state of Israel. Raising the flag represents our pride and freedom, paving the mood for a day of celebration and gratitude. Looking back, I'm so appreciative of Ashar's Israeli observances and for providing me an environment filled with Zionism and unity.
Out of the many experiences I've enjoyed at Ashar, one of my favorite memories is Yom Yerushalayim. I had a lot of fun experiencing Yom Yerushalayim with all my friends while there was Israeli music and meaningful videos about what happened on Yom Yerushalayim a long time ago. And we also had a color where we did tons of fun activities to help our team win. Well, seeing all the happy white and blue flags around me, thinking about Yom Yerushalayim makes me feel delighted and excited because it is one of my favorite memories of Ashar.
I've been at Ashar for 11 wonderful years. Out of many memories I have at my experience at Ashar, my favorite one was definitely Maccabia. It's my favorite because it makes everyone so joyful and everything about it is so much fun. All the girls get closer even if they aren't in the same grades. It connects us closer to each other. Maccabia is a very competitive, but that's what makes it fun. We all go against each other on different teams, and we have cheerful activities such as basketball, races, volleyball, and every team makes their own dance and skits. I feel that Akhdar is a very important trait to have because you need to be happy for the people around you, even if you worked extremely hard for your own team. Although making the teams and sorting it all out was a bit chaotic, in the end it all turned out better than I imagined.
A special tradition that we all look forward to at Ashar is the annual Lag BaOmer trip to Mrs. Jacobson's house. When the bus arrives to take us there, everyone rushes to get the back seats. As we sit together on the bus, we sing our hearts out to our favorite songs. This year, we played a 7th versus 8th grade basketball game with the former Sharks members. After that, I enjoyed a delicious pizza lunch with the rest of the girls and then did it all off with some tasty s'mores. We laughed, danced, and had a kumzis on the grass. This Lag BaOmer event is something that I've looked forward to every year, and I've made memories that I will cherish forever.
Every year for Hanukkah, we do a grade-wide color war called Maccabia. Maccabia is a week-long bonding experience among the grades. The 8th graders are the team captains and who are trusted to choose a song to perform, make a dance, and other activities. This year for Maccabia, we did a competition to see which team could pack the most donuts. These donuts were given to families in need for Hanukkah by Tomei Shabbos. This competition was perfect since it encaptured the spirit of Hesed by enabling us to use our ambitions to compete to also do a big mitzvah.
Purim is a holiday that almost every Ashar student looks forward to, from preschool all the way up to middle school. Purim is not just any holiday, but a week of joy and celebration. For example, this year we had a fake snow day, a tie-dye day, and other similar days. Every year, on one day right before Purim, we dress ourselves as our teachers and take pictures with them. I dressed up as Mrs. Seltzer this year, and one year I dressed up as Rabbi Jacobson. With Shushan Purim being no exception, we had a really fun day, and the 8th grade girls made a carnival for the younger grades. From the costumes and parties to the super exciting days that the administration at Ashar have planned for us, Purim and the week of Purim is full of liveliness and happiness all around.
From the moment I stepped into Ashar, I knew that my time here would be memorable. One particular event that stood out to me was Maccabia. The exhilaration in the air was amazing as everyone decked themselves out in their team colors and prepared to battle it out. From dancing and singing to friendly competition and loud sounds of laughter, the atmosphere was electric, and it was impossible not to feel the infectious energy. Although only one team was to win, I found myself swept up in the excitement of the activities and games that were played. Looking back at my 8th grade year, I can confidently say that Ashar has been the perfect fit for me, and I'm grateful for every moment spent here.
Being on the Torable team in Ashar has been an amazing experience. Torable is an amazing opportunity to make learning fun, and all the information I learned from Chumash and Rashi last year in Devarim and this year in Bereishis will always stick with me and bring such happy memories. As one of the Torable captains, I felt like I had an obligation to know it really well, and I studied so much and it really paid off, and I was able to buzz in and answer questions. Torable is an amazing opportunity because you have the responsibility to learn the material on your own, and as a team you reviewed it and practiced it together. It's amazing being a part of something more than yourself. Whether we were smiling, laughing, cheering for each other, or even a little disappointed, we were a team. Because of Torable, learning Torah became fun and enjoyable to me. I grew so much and deepened my relationship with Hashem. I'm excited to take all the lessons and skills I learned from Torable these past 2 years to high school with me. It has really been an amazing season in Torable.
Joining Ashar this year gave me a great opportunity to join the Ashar basketball team. Being on the Ashar basketball team is like being a part of a family. I can say we didn't win all the games, but when we did, it was a massive accomplishment. The friendships and bonds I made with the other grades were incredible, and are friendships I will remember forever. I'm incredibly grateful to be able to say I was a part of the Ashar basketball team for my first and last year here in Ashar.
As a returning member of the Ashar basketball team, I felt honored to be captain alongside Melky this year. Not only did I get to play and practice, but I also had the opportunity to help others get better. Being captain came along with many responsibilities such as running practice, helping others, and making sure all players were ready and prepared for games. Each practice would start off by stretches and then everyone would run 10 laps. Then we would start with drills. Everyone was always laughing and having a good time. Sometimes the coach wasn't there, which would give me and Melky the opportunity to do drills and bond with the team. There was always good vibes during practice. Although there wasn't many wins this year, my experience of being on the team has given me friendships and moments I will never forget and skills I will continue to use in the future.
Out of all the memories I've had at Ashar, the 7th grade Philadelphia trip stuck out the most. It was a 2.5-hour bus ride on the bus. The whole class sang, laughed, and had fun. In Philadelphia, we took a walking tour and saw the Liberty Bell and more. The trip gave everyone a bond that they'll keep forever.
An experience in Ashar I will always remember is the senior Shabbaton. During the Shabbaton, we ate the meals together, played games, went to shul, and so much more. One of my favorite parts of the Shabbaton was after the meal when we all hung out together and went to the park. I really enjoyed being able to spend time with the whole class outside of school and being able to grow closer as a class, especially because we're all going off to high school very soon. Shabbaton overall was a really great experience and something I will never forget.
One of my favorite 8th grade memories was the HE Shabbaton. At night, we dabbled together and played many games. Later, we ate our meal and mentioned staying together. As I was walking back to the house I was staying at, I thought to myself, wow, I can't wait for Saturday night. After Shabbos, we gathered at Mrs. Gazen's house for pizza making and had our private concert featuring Yosef David. It was an experience I'll always remember.
I've been in a shar for the past 11 years, and although I have many great memories, the Around the World play that we performed in 3rd grade is one of my favorites. In school that year, we learned about different countries and cultures, and at the end of the year, we performed a play for the parents. I remember running home and practicing my Russian accent in the mirror and trying to learn the Russian dance. It was all I could think about those weeks leading up to the play. I remember the morning of the play, we all lined up on stage and sang the Around the World song. Unfortunately, when it was my part, I completely forgot how to do a Russian accent. Although I was devastated about forgetting my accent, I will always remember the fun experience I shared with my classmates.
I can't even imagine not being in a shar next year, since I've been in a shar for 11 years, which is most of my life. A memory that I'll always cherish is our Friday class lunches. Every Friday, we would sit around in a circle with Mrs. Gazen. Whether it was sunny or raining, we would always have these lunches outside. I remember the concerned look on Mrs. Gazen's face when someone brought a pickle jar. I remember our traditional chametz party, where we threw popcorn like confetti. We would sing songs at the top of our lungs like no one could hear us, and get annoyed if anyone sat in the middle of the circle, which people loved doing, to get on everyone's nerves. We would take turns making people laugh and lie down to watch the clouds, and realize that we won't have this next year. We don't have pictures, but we do have memories. To every beginning, there's an end, but that's what made me cherish these memories forever.